It is 8:30 and I would like to call the meeting to order. First issue is public comments. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, we will move to the first agenda item to acknowledge the minutes from October 16th. So I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Move right along. County engineer. How are you doing, Dwayne?
Good morning, supervisors. I'm doing quite well. Last week, Jeff Fed from Calhoun Burns came over with our 2023 bridge inspection and rating report on county bridges. They inspected about 25 or 30 of our bridges over the last year. What the sheets of paper you guys have are it's kind of our hit list, our bridges of concern. So we went through that and discussed where we're at on some of those. Some of those bridges have been replaced already, and others are in design, and some are just things that we're going to keep our eye on as time goes on to see how Mother Nature and Father Time treat them. We are finishing up the Iris Bridge this week. We've got the separation wall that holds rock up so it doesn't migrate underneath the bridge. They're stripping the forms off that today, so they'll start backfilling with stone. So hopefully next week, if Mother Nature treats us well, I'll be able to tell you that that's open for business. All of our approvals for the Libertyville Road Bridge final design, I don't remember if I told you guys that or not. Week before last, I went over to the Carnegie Historical Museum and visited with the staff there because there are some historic properties in Lynby that would not impact our project, our grant project on 1/10, but they're close enough that we have to have the historian's opinion that we're not going to have any impact on. And they didn't see where we paving the road would have any issue with that. So we're one step closer to that. If Congress ever gets their act together, maybe we'll get some money appropriated for it. Other than that, we're just grading and mowing and trimming brush. Doing some little bit of concrete patching today. Hopefully we'll have that buttoned up, and when the rain starts, we'll be in decent shape to get ready for winter.
Yeah, I was just saying, looks like we might have about a week more of decent weather. Then it might change. You know, because all the really old senior citizens will be going to Florida or Texas at that time.
So I'm not really old, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to Florida or Texas.
Well, I was talking about Lee.
Oh,
Thank you. Anything else?
I was just gonna leave their inspection book here for you guys to browse through if you wanted to. It has each of the bridges that they inspected. It has their report, and it will also have pictures of the areas of concern on them. I have the digital copies, so you guys can have that if you'd like.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else we need to know?
Not that I'm aware of.
Have a nice day.
Well, thank you. You as well.
Next item on the agenda is discuss and consider hiring Dean A. Nelson part-time for Jefferson County Conservation. You're on, Sean.
Yeah, we just could use a little. He's going to work 2 or 3 days. I'm not sure how long, but one of our employees had shoulder surgery, and another's going to the law enforcement academy in January, so a little short. with help right now, so, but we put somebody on
Okay,
fall and winter if we could.
sure. Is Dane from this county?
Yes,
And what are you thinking about paying him an hour?
I think we're gonna have to get up to 15. We've been a little below that, but we're just not getting any interest or people aren't staying.
Yeah,
And that might be too low as well in this day and age, but that's what he agreed to, and I think we can handle that in our budget, so.
I think it's a step in the right direction.
I'll make a motion to approve him.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Motion passed. Thanks, Sean. Discuss and consider the sign at 1900 West Burlington, Fairfield. Looks like we have no one here from the ambulance to talk about that. So let's move on. We'll just table that till next time. Public health update, Chris.
Yeah, so it's been a little bit since I've given you guys an update, so I have a few things that. We're playing bumper chairs.
Okay.
All right, so I know that Christie, our chair of the Board of Health, was gonna have a meeting on Friday with Bart to discuss animal bites. I don't know if they're on. And I haven't heard anything back from Christie. Joe, have you? Did you hear anything? I don't know how that meeting went, so.
You had some questions about stuff. That's all I know. I don't remember what all of them.
Okay, because so that meeting took place. I want to let you guys know that my team met with Bruce Hudson and Mike from Russ last Thursday morning. That went well, so we can identify.
The public health met with them or the Board of Health?
No, but public health met with him, so we know how to direct phone calls when we receive phone calls and where to direct people within the community when they call and ask questions about things. So that went well. I got his NIMS documents, so that'll help in a disaster incident command document. So I have those.
Sheriff's office now.
Okay. The HHS Health and Human Services alignment document was supposed to be released the end of October. I was at a meeting last week and they said it's probably going to be a few more weeks before that's ready to be released to the public. A couple more weeks. I needed to tweak a couple things on that. Reminder, the phase 3 of the 3-phase tabletop, it'll be November 16th, and Brett's here today too, so that's good. So that'll be the 3rd phase of that. So we'll finish up that scenario and make sure you guys all get an invitation. This one is going to be at the Cambridge building at the fairgrounds, so we have a little bit more space to spread out. Let's see, so the public health staff attended a training last Thursday. It was put on by Tall Cop. Anyway, he's a law enforcement officer with over 20 years of experience providing drug and abuse education. Have you ever heard of him in all your?
Yeah, I have. How was that training?
It was awesome. So I'm going to send you his contact information. I did, when you're asking questions about the mental health groups that you've attended and stuff, I asked the question in the meeting, if he was charged with expending opioid dollars, how would he best spend those dollars? And he said, community input, education and prevention. And he said, it has to be a collaborative effort and you got to try to get everybody on the same page. He said, even though that doesn't always happen. So I would like to have a conversation with you sometime when you're back, just let me know. And because he's working on schedules for next year.
Yeah, I've got a running list because, I've talked to a lot of different groups. And so I don't think it's changed too much since ACT, but
right.
Yeah.
Right. And then with that being said, I went to one of the other mental health meetings with Deb last week, and they're voicing some of the same concerns and frustrations about repetitive meetings and not being able to move forward. So as the public health director, I'm going to set up a community meeting for November 29th. I do have the library reserved, but I'm going to see if the convention center is available just for parking. I don't know what that would cost, and I don't know if that would be an appropriate expenditure of some of those dollars to host a meeting site. Because we want to have like all of the ACT people, the other meetings. Somebody recommended the case managers for the MCO. So I want it to be a big comprehensive meeting so we can figure out what's working, where some of the gaps are and how we can move forward. So
Yeah, let's meet and brainstorm that, because I've been wanting to do that, so I'm glad you are. I wonder if we can get that for little or no cost, since since Dave does the yard over there, it seems like they ought to be able to
I'll try.
provide something in return.
Yeah,
And I can help you with that.
I will go ahead and try that then, because I just think parking might be a little bit better here than at the library. And if we get, there's 30 some people just on the ACT invite. So when I get that all set up, I'll make sure that if you guys want to put it on your agenda as supervisors, then that way you have that option and you have that information.
The other place that we can do that would hold 40 people is and I'm looking at you, Dwayne, because I've been out there and said, this would be a nice space. And you said, yeah. So we could think about that. It'll hold 40 people, right?
Or it'd be tight.
It'd be tight, probably. Yeah.
You could do 25 real comfortably, 40. Yeah. I'll count chairs
Yeah.
and get back with you on that.
And I know the well offers their spaces as in addition to that, but we want to try to do something that's on totally neutral ground for everyone. So that's why we thought about that. So anyway, let's see, let me check my list. I think that's it. Any questions, comments? Well, the next Board of Health meeting will be November 16th as well at 6 p.m. So
The sheriff was on it. 'Cause you
is
mentioned-
Bart,
Yeah.
hey Bart, are you on there?
Yes.
Do you want to? Hey, good morning. So I was given a little update about the Christy met with you on Friday, but I haven't heard anything. I don't know if you're in a position at the moment or if you want to give an update later, or if you just want to call me later about the dog bites.
We can talk about that. I think she was gonna invite us to the next meeting.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard anything.
Let's kind of work out the details on what's going on.
Okay, there you have it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Any other questions for me, Joe? Oh, okay. Okay, thanks. Thanks for your time. Thanks, Bart. I'll talk to you later, you guys.
Brian is on his way. Committee reports?
I didn't have ECI meeting on Tuesday. It was canceled.
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that? Well, actually, a little frustrated, to be perfectly honest with you, because I sat here till 4 o'clock and then realized that we weren't having a meeting. So I was, there's not much detail I can go into because I don't have much detail, but one of the reasons that it was canceled was because we were to meet with folks from Little Achievers, the daycare, regarding the funding that they had requested. And apparently there are some funding issues and problems that they're having. And the comment that was made was that we should probably have this meeting behind closed doors. And I'm not sure legally we can even do that. But so at this point, I have not sent off an email to Tammy, but I will. I think we need to have legal advice before you start having closed door meetings. That's just, is what it is. And other than that, I spent the weekend in Memphis, Missouri. It was fun. We enjoyed it. Went to my son's house for a Halloween party, and everybody was dressed up but me, they thought, but I had my Iowa hoodie on, and I said I came as a disgruntled Iowa fan. So,
As you should.
yeah, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's
I had ambulance board and nothing really there. I think they're just more curious about how it's going, and Brian was there, so he gave an update.
Anything else, Steve?
No, that's all I had last week. Been working on the opioid, making a list of the input. So Chris, we'll get together.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I I had a Semco meeting last Wednesday. Not much. You know, they talked about when it's windy, they have to close down. Just nothing. There was,
So did they close down the other day? Do you know?
no, I don't know. But they have quite a bit in the past 2 months.
Because I mean, we had 40-mile-an-hour gusts down there where I was at
Was that on?
in Memphis. It was, what day was it? Friday, Saturday?
Yeah,
A little windy Friday and it was really windy Saturday
yeah.
until about 7 o'clock and then it kind of calmed down a little bit.
Allow claims and approve reports.
So, just so, I guess to promote Memphis, we've got 3 campgrounds that are spread out around this lake called Lake Show Me. And it's a huge lake and actually, they're as big as the campgrounds are, there's not that many campsites overall, not as many as we actually have in Jefferson County Park, but it is a gorgeous lake and not many trees, so you're doing well. If I could take some of the trees with me, but tons and tons of boats. I just was really amazed that Memphis, Missouri had, that big a lake. I mean, it's phenomenal in size. It really is.
Which direction from Memphis?
You go west on 136 and then south off of 136. Just a couple of miles out of town and then south.
Okay.
And you can go across the dam. I wouldn't pull my RV across the dam. It's pretty narrow. There's another route. You can go in to get some of those other campsites, but the one that's furthest away only has 4 sites on it. But it is a, what do you call it? Frisbee golf. And it's huge. It's got 10 holes and they're like hundreds of yards. I don't do any kind of golf, but it just seemed kind of, but you certainly would be out in the middle of nowhere if you wanted to pull up there, because there's not going to be a lot going on.
So allow.
And a racetrack, a dirt track racing.
So can we go back to the meeting? here?
No, I mean,
Allow claims and approve reports.
I thought we did that, but okay. I second that.
All those in favor?
How much is it?
Well, I don't know because I haven't seen it yet.
You've got them right in front of you.
Oh. It is 6 pages. And on page 6, it says grand total $165,316.42. Yay. Did we say yay?
No,
Okay,
yeah.
yay. All those in favor? Okay. Yay.
Yeah,
The next item is to meet with the ambulance director that just came in.
Sorry, I
No.
apologize, I was still.
It's okay. I think we were
Transfer
stalling
issues.
for a little bit while we was talking about Memphis, Missouri and all that stuff.
Crew members talking to me, so Damien and Judy are sick, so hey, I'm doing everybody's job today, so
Well.
my apologies.
I hope they feel better.
Yes. We're up to 110 transfers as of today, or 911 calls, if you will.
Transfer, I was say transfer calls.
I got crews going out on transfer today, so 51 and then 52 are going to DU.
How many transfers have you done?
10 so far.
10?
10 so far. Yes. Everything's run smoothly. No issues as far as that. Maintenance wise, both vehicles have new tires. And
Speaking of that, I would really like to see you guys check both tire places in town. Let's
okay.
get the best deal, not just take it from
Yes,
one particular place. No, nothing's wrong with that place, but we have to watch our money.
yes. 52 is going back in on the 31st to Festlers for tie rods.
Oh.
So that's been scheduled already.
Mhm.
So, and every time we report it out, we notify the hospital that no transfers or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So I have a question. Has anybody, I mean, I don't know that we should be sending it out of town now on transfers, using it for 911, but
that is correct. We're mainly trying to keep it here locally due to the tie rod issue. But it is drivable locally. 51 will be our main transfer for right now.
Yeah.
And then I'll follow up with 503 if needed. And we've had to do that a few times. We had a 1050 the other night. And where both trucks went out, and Gigi and I got on 503
Mhm.
to calls.
Have you got your refrigerator in?
Yes, it was put in on the 20th.
And Festlers did that?
That's correct. Yes,
What's the latest date on the new ambulance?
ma'am. End of November, first part of December, ma'am.
Of this year?
Yes, yes, this year, yes. And we're a lot busier. I think it's because people could call 911, we show up on time.
Yeah.
So,
Have you had very many people that refuse calls once you get there?
I'm sorry, say again?
Have you had very many people who refuse calls once you get there?
We've had a lot of lift assist, and we had a lot of medical alerts that have gone off, and then we get disregarded en route due to the fact that the medical alert people are able to get a hold of the patient.
Okay.
Normally, what happens is if the alert goes off, and they can't get a hold of the individual, we have to go.
Right.
And then usually 3 times that has happened where we get en route and we get disregarded. So,
we've had a lot of maintenance on these rigs of late. I guess I would say to some extent unexpected maintenance, because I would have expected them to have been better taken care of than they have been. That being said, it also impacts the budget that we have. So my question is that we decided here last week and the week before not to transfer that $35,000 to the ambulance board. And I'm wondering, in these unexpected maintenance costs like the tie rod ends and the $7,000 or $6,000 or whatever it was with the tires with the 2 rigs, that we take it out of that $35,000, which ostensibly was what that money was to be used for anyway, was repair and maintenance and upkeep on the ambulances.
We'll put that in agenda for next week.
Okay.
Hey, Brian,
yes, ma'am.
next week, could you bring us an updated list of your budget?
I sure
Bring
will.
like your budget and then what's been spent year to date
Yes,
and the specifics on the maintenance. We have a list with the costs.
I will.
Thank you.
Yes.
Brian, I know you had several, what was it, 17 to 20 people go through the training down there with you.
That's correct.
Have you used all of them? I'm wondering how everybody's doing.
Crew-wise, everybody's been fantastic.
Okay. Have you scheduled all those folks to work? So I'm saying.
Jason Crandall is the only person, he's coming in this week. He hasn't worked yet. He's works for the fire department, so he's the only person that's scheduled this week that
Yeah.
hasn't worked. as of yet.
I just want to make sure everybody's getting their chance to show you how good they are.
Absolutely. And I've gone out on calls with them. Everybody knows, and everybody's been,
Sure.
all I hear is when I was at Hy-Vee, people from me and said, thank you. Glad to see people back. And things
Yeah.
like that. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that You have two sick crew members.
Yes, both very important members to me. So I have to, that's why I was delayed today, making sure people have their supplies and things like that. So,
Any other questions for Brian? Nope, nope. Thank you for coming today.
yes, absolutely.
And thanks for letting me know you're gonna be late.
Yes. Again, my apologies. Oh, I was,
I suppose the people.
In the future,
Which one?
you're gonna be
Oh,
late,
yeah.
you bring donuts.
I duly noted donuts.
Okay.
I'll mark that down, any specific kind.
Ones that you can eat.
Understood.
Brian, I have another question.
Yes,
We had consider the sign at 1900 West Burlington on our
Yes.
agenda. I know Damien would have that information.
yes. I know that he has, when I was there, he had met with somebody about removing the sign and getting the cost. I don't have the details.
That's okay. We can put him on the agenda for next Monday.
Yes.
Okay. I guess we're done. Motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second, before we do that, Dee, are you gonna be available at 10?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted, so we'll turn the Zoom off and Zoom back in.
Yep.
No, yes, we can. do
No,
that.
we're not.
So she's gonna have to be on the phone.
we can Zoom.
I have a feeling we can Zoom from the other end.
From her end?
No.
Okay, I'll just take your word for it.
All those in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you very much.
Aye, aye.